Okay, so Raisha, let me just put that in context. So in wrestling, if you reach the final, you the the wrestlers who you have beaten all from the first round onwards till the semi-finals, they come into a format called the repechage because they lost to the best wrestler of the day. All of them face each other. There will be three or four bouts, three bouts which they fight, and at the end, if you win your third bout, you win the bronze medal. So while the gold medal match is now decided, Sarah Hildenbrand wins the gold medal by walkover. There is no silver medal because Vinesh Phogat is disqualified. The bronze medal matches will continue, and there will be two bronze medals. So Susaki, the second wrestler from Ukraine, who she beat, and Lopez, they fight. The first bout will obviously be between Susaki and the Ukrainian. The winner of that bout will face the Lopez, who she beat in the semis, and the winner of that bout wins the bronze medal. Similarly, from the other side, whoever Hildenbrand beat, they go into the repechage and they win a bronze medal. So you're going to have one gold and two bronze medals from the women's 50 kg competition, but unfortunately, no silver medal for India.
Right, Digvijay, you've clearly wrapped up how this is a walkover after Vinesh Phogat did not meet the weight criteria. Just for better understanding, she was fighting in the 50 kg category, which was not what her body weight was allowing.
Yes, Vinesh Phogat has for the last 4 or 5 years been fighting in the 53 kg category. Raisha, wrestlers, boxers, they usually nobody competes in the same weight category. So Vinesh Phogat's actual body weight in her normal life will be about 56, 57 kgs. As competition approaches, they start cutting weight, they start losing weight. There are various ways to do it. They start training extra. As Manisha said, she last night she wore a tracksuit and started running around the athletes' village. They don't eat food. I remember in 2008 in Beijing when Akhil Kumar, the Indian boxer, beat Sergey Vodyapanov, the Russian world champion at the time, in the bantamweight. He fought an entire bout by drinking multiple cups of coffee through the day because he was not allowed to eat. So you bring your body weight down. That's what it's called, cutting weight. You bring your body weight down and you bring it down to under the weight category. So if you're fighting 50, you have to be below 50 kgs. You cannot be 50 kgs 001 grams as well.
Right.
So this is what has happened. Her body weight, normal body weight is 56, 57. She fought in the 53, but because by the time she recovered from her knee injury, Antim Pangal had already clinched a qualification spot, which is called a quota for these Olympic Games. She came down to 50 and competed. As Manisha said, it took everyone by surprise. But then she pulled it off. She's determined. She overcame that injury. She overcame all that trauma of sitting on the roads of Delhi and fighting the federation, fighting the alleged sexual harassment of the former president Bhushan Sharan Singh, and she qualified against all odds for the Olympics. And it didn't end there, Raisha. It didn't end there. She then went and performed as we were talking, the greatest feat in wrestling, beating Sasaki of Japan. But then fate, you call it destiny, has just dealt her a cruel, cruel blow.
Right, Digvijay. Getting you, Manisha, into this conversation, a clearly setback for the Indian athletes with no medal for Vinesh Phogat. We were just Right, there's some technical glitch there. Coming to you, Digvijay. Talk to us more about how we were just talking about here, how on Tuesday night she was 2 kilos overweight and she did not sleep the whole night and did everything in her capacity to meet the criteria from jogging to skipping and cycling. Talk to us more about her weight loss with her competing in the 50 kg category.
Yes. So as Manisha was saying, and it's nice to have an expert sort of break this down for us. When I saw Vinesh, and I saw her post her match against Lopez, and Raisha, she walked just a meter away from me. I put out my hand, she shook my hand, and I said all the best for tomorrow. And she said, I won't speak to you today because usually when you win a bout, you cross the mixed zone, which is where the journalists can take quick quotes from athletes, and she refused. She said, "I'll speak to you all tomorrow. I have to prepare for my match, and I'm just focused on that." And none of us said a word because obviously, when you're here, you're fighting for India, you're fighting for your country, you're fighting for the gold medal. the athlete's wishes are to be respected. Then she goes off, and she must have been, obviously, her body must have been cramping, and it's natural for her to have a meal. For us, for all of us, Raisha, we have to have our meals on time. That's just how the body demands it. But to understand for these athletes, for them to actually starve themselves and then go and put out these performances is absolutely incredible. That's why, if you're in contact sport, you're a superhuman because it requires a superhuman effort. And for most of our viewers who are actually watching this, just go back and see Vinesh Phogat fighting all through the day. She fought through the day on an empty stomach. So it's but natural that after your match is over, you hydrate, you take in the fluids, you take in the electrolytes, and you take in some food. And once they do that, then the focus shifts to next morning because at 6:30 in the morning there is weight. So you have to get up, say at 4:30 in the morning, head across from the athlete's village to the competition venue, which is right below the Eiffel Tower. And obviously, once that has happened, they realize that a body weight has shot up. Maybe it's the water. It's water. It may not even be food. It's you take in fluids, you take in electrolytes. Suddenly, your body weight goes up by 2 kgs, and then probably throughout the night, she has tried her level best with the coaches, with her support staff. Vinesh has 4 or 5 support staff with her. That was given to her by the Indian Olympic Association, who are staying in the village. So it's been an all-night effort from them to ensure she makes the weight. But it's just cruel that she missed the weight by 100 grams.
Digvijay, she was roughly 100 grams over the permissible limits, which led to a disqualification. And like you mentioned, it's a walkover. There is no medal for India with this. Do you think there's some issues in scientific weight regime that maybe the athletes could perhaps learn and implement going forward at these games?
Well, Raisha, that's a tricky one because when you talk about scientific support, obviously the IOA has done its best this time. There is the benefit of having PT Usha as head of the Indian Olympic Association. She's a legend of Indian sport, and all the athletes have been talking, have been speaking to, have been sort of asking. They've been raving about the medical facilities that India has created this time. Earlier, there was just probably a doctor with the contingent. This time, you have sleep experts, nutritionists. In fact, what Prakash Padukone said the other day after Lakshya Sen that even the Americans sort of don't have as much personal attention to detail like the Indian contingent has. And as far as the scientific approach goes, I think people like Vinesh, people like all the boxers, they've been around for so long. This is a process which is part of muscle memory. And there's nothing more they can do. This is the process. Wearing a tracksuit. I remember a funny situation in Beijing, the Olympics I covered in 2008, where it was so hot, like it has been on certain days here. And I've seen boxers in the Olympic Village wearing sweatshirts with their hoods on, running around while everyone is probably in vests and shorts. So they go to extreme measures to lose their weight. And when they don't make it, it's very rare. What's happened with Vinesh, Raisha, let me reiterate, is very rare. Perhaps it's a 1 in 100 chance that a boxer or a judoka or a wrestler doesn't make weight ahead of a major final. And I, with 21 years of reporting sport, these are my fourth Olympic Games, I've never heard of a uh, a combat fighter, that is again judo, wrestling, boxing, not making weight for a gold medal match. This is unprecedented.
Right, Digvijay. Thank you so much for joining us from Paris on this very unfortunate news. A major heartbreak for India. India's Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the Paris Olympics after she could not make the weight on the morning of a 50 kg gold medal bout. She was about 100 grams overweight. And with that, we call it a wrap. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One.